Good morning, dear hearts, again. So, okay, we are now starting officially in part 2 of the workbook. The first special thought, as the introduction names them, is what is forgiveness. So I'm not going to go deep into it because each day I want to expand a little bit on it, because this thought, what is forgiveness, is to be covered each day before we do the actual lesson. So just off the top, what is forgiveness? And forgiveness recognizes that what you thought you did to your brother, or that your brother did to you, really never really happened. It does not pardon sin. It just makes every sin unreal, because to pardon sin from this perspective would mean that it actually occurred. So there is something to pardon. But because all of the unkind thoughts, all of the sins, which is simply to miss the mark, were illusions, there's really nothing that needs to be pardoned. But I do need to forgive the thought that made me think that something happened. Okay. And we will expand on that each day. So the actual lesson that we're doing today is lesson 221, Peace to my mind, let all my thoughts be still. We completed part 1 of the workbook about stillness and peace. We are beginning the first lesson of part 2 of the workbook, Still. It's about peace. It is about stillness. We come to our Father and wait in stillness to hear His voice, knowing that He will speak to us. And the lesson is broken down in part italics, which is prayer, and part regular text, regular typing, regular font. So the italics part says that, Father, I come to you today to seek the peace that you alone can give. I come in silence, in the quiet of my heart, the deep recesses of my mind. I wait and listen for your voice. We were told in the introduction that God will speak to us. We were told in a lesson back in the first 50 that God's voice speaks to me all through the day. It is my willingness to hear that voice. So here we have come forward so very many lessons. How has my willingness increased? Am I more willing now than I was back in the beginning of this calendar year to be still and listen for the voice for God to speak to me, to direct me, to tell me who I am? That is in the second part of this lesson that says, accept my confidence, for it is yours. Our minds are joined. We wait with one intent, to hear our Father's answer to our call. We call to God. It's simply calling out His name. That's the only thing we need, to beseech Him, to ask Him to come to us, to let our thoughts be still again and find His peace, and hear Him speak to us of what we are, and to reveal Himself unto His Son. It is always our willingness. It is always our desire. How great is our desire? How deep is our commitment to be still enough and listen for the voice for God to speak and tell me the answer to every question that I have ever had. And of course, the deepest question, which we talked about last week, I guess it was, what am I? God will tell me. He will reveal what we are. We know we are His sinless, guiltless, perfect children. But perhaps we need more confirmation of that. So if we get very quiet and very still, we will hear that voice. It will sound like our own, perhaps. Our minds are joined. waiting and ready to hear God's voice. We are coming home. We are completing this journey. We will complete it together. So, that's it for this second video. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I'm going to expand on forgiveness each day, and I'm going to bring a little bit of the prayer of St. Francis into this, because very much of that prayer, for me, mirrors the Course, and I'm a little Jewish girl. So anyway, that's it for today. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Please be here tomorrow for our next lesson. Namaste.